Hey everyone, Hazen here again, bringing you another episode of Clash Tactics. So, right now I'm hanging up on the top 50 spot here, just barely, rank 41 with 2833 cups. That's my all-time high. I'm actually level 9 now, so I just got level 9 a few days ago. I've been gemming. You can check out my other video on effective gemming later. Let's get right into my deck right now. So I got the goblins, barbarians, archers, bread and butter. I'm a spawner player. I like tombstones and goblin huts. I don't quite have the level 7 barbarian hut yet. Waiting on that, and maybe I'll put it in my deck, but it's quite expensive right now at 7 mana. So it's kind of a big trade-off. I think it's a big play when you play a barbarian hut. It's pretty dangerous, just committing to one lane and hoping they don't burn it down with lightning. Next patch might help. I got the skeletons here and the fireball. Fireball I use for crowd control. It's really good against barbarians right now. Takes them down to pretty low health, and tower can take a couple shots and take it out. Mortar, I'm a mortar player. If you've seen me on the ladder in the top 50, or if you're in full attack, then you've seen me use a mortar quite effectively in some games. But I don't see too many people using it, so I like kind of throwing in the random card in there that not everyone plays. So that being said, there's a couple combos I want to talk about, and that is the barbarian, spear, and archer combo. If you find you have an advantage and you have 10 mana pretty soon, you can throw down the barbarians first, the goblin spears right behind them, and then the archers shortly. The goblins will actually push the barbarians faster toward the enemy tower if it's a straight line, so that's a good combo. Another combo I like to put down is if I have very close to 10 mana, or if I'm at the overtime situation where I have double mana, I like to throw down the mortar first, right in range of his tower, and then the barbarians right in front of it to distract. Now I know that's 11 mana, but if you wait that extra mana because you found that you have an extra advantage, then it's a very good combo. Another combo that if you don't want to wait for 11 mana and you have the combo right away in your hand, you can throw down the mortar and the tombstone. Throw the mortar on the side and then tombstone slightly in front, and then the tombstone should distract anything. Unfortunately, it doesn't distract against air units. Another okay combo is actually the mortar and skeleton, but this one is quite susceptible to a wizard or a Valkyrie, or maybe even a dragon, as they do splash damage. So with that being said, let's get into our first replay. Alright, our first replay here is against a level 10 StormClouds from the Aus Force clan. I'm guessing he's from Australia. Alright, let's jump right into it. So, left side, looks like I'm committing on an early mortar and tombstone play. So this play is extremely risky. The reason is he can push on the right side right now and I'll be defenseless. I have no mana left. He has 10 mana. He has all the options. So he gets to decide what his answer is to this. Let's see what he does. Goblins and barbarians. Now goblins and barbarians coming toward me. I have a little bit of time because that tombstone is right there, but it doesn't give me much. I do get a couple free shots with my mortar here, but I'm saving up enough mana to fireball, because fireball against barbarian is extremely effective use of mana. Takes them down to low health, a couple shots from the archer tower, and it takes it down a barbarian, which is good value. Let's see what happens, and there goes a fireball, takes out the goblins as well. Now, unfortunately, because I did use a fireball, it is a little bit of a commit on the left side, and it leaves me completely wide open on the right side again. So he's able to run his hog rider right in here, and it's basically unanswered. And look, he has 5 mana right now, and he's able to drop that free spell right away. Even though I have those goblins as extra defense, he can drop that free spell right away and negate any answers I have. So he's able to basically take down that tower with a level 8 hog rider. Being level 10 has its advantages, I guess. So it's going down, finishes off with that fireball. I don't agree with that fireball play. He knew that tower was going down for sure. That's a waste of 4 mana, and now I get to do this. I get to push with my barbarians on the right side. Go big or go home, I guess. I know for a fact that I have to start pushing on the right side, because if I want to win this game, I need to take down both his towers or do a 3-star. But it's easier to take down a crown tower, so I go for some damage on his right side tower. Drop down those archers, because I know those barbarians can tank a few shots, and archers actually do quite a bit of damage if they're unanswered. He does drop down those minions coming out on the right side. Now right here, I don't have any solid answers. So my answers are either drop down that goblin hut right away or drop down the tombstone to buy me some time. So I know that the king tower and the crown tower can actually 2-shot or 3-shot those level 10 minions. So let's see what happens. Drop that tombstone down. They're distracted real quick, and king tower and crown tower are able to do a lot of damage. Now here he drops down those skeletons, and I don't want to panic. Again, I know that those skeletons won't do too much damage on my tower, so instead of dropping down my own skeletons to counter that, which I feel would be a waste, they would take out those skeletons and start walking to their tower to their doom. I play my barbarian hut to get set up for my next push. Alright, so right now we're about reset. So if we look on the right side, we have really good damage on his right side tower. Minute 36 left. I could actually go for a draw here and just keep fireballing that tower until it goes down and play pure defense on the left side. Barbarians down for him, and like I said before, we want to fireball that. Great mana usage. Those barbarians short work by those goblin spears, so 1 mana advantage just because I use fireballs on those barbarians. Keep pushing his tower, he uses his wizard. I don't have lightning here to finish that off. Lightning is a pretty popular card right now, so saving up for 10 mana, see if I can combo it. Now I have real good options here. I have about 9 mana, drop down those barbarians on the right side, but I could have countered that wizard with the barbarians, or I can just go straight for the combo I spoke about earlier on barbarians, archers, and spear goblins. I know that my archer tower can take out that goblin or that wizard no problem, so going for that right side tower, if I can finish it, we can at least go for a draw or even go for the victory eventually. Drop down those minions for defense. Now he did have a fireball in his hand. I don't know why he didn't fireball my barbarians. I think that would have been a better play for him. Minions coming again. So that's probably why. He believes that his fireball is better damage to take out all my spawners, but personally I thought that taking out that barbarian horde and protecting his right tower would have been the right play here. Again, don't want to freak out. Minions and skeletons are super soft, especially against archers, so just going to be patient here and save up mana. I got a 2 mana advantage over him. He does play that spree spell, so I'm going to have to drop my barbarians early. So my barbarians are dropped early, and he is pushing with those goblins. Now, right here with the mortar here, I'm able to basically secure a free damage on his tower. He has to drop troops in the front line. His only options right now, looking at his deck, is either to drop the barbarians, which would get smashed by the mortar, or drop the minions like he just did to try and counter that. Unfortunately, there's 4 goblin spears right behind there protecting that mortar. So I got free damage on his tower. I know I have a huge advantage right now. He does fireball everything there, but I do have some skeletons going toward him, still distracting those minions. Finally, he takes that mortar down, but the damage is done. 22 seconds left. I have 1,000 health on my tower. So right now, I know I just have to play pure defense and hope that I can just fireball down his tower if I have to, but let's see if he gets to that. I got two goblin huts there. They're doing good work. He basically has to commit to the left side if he wants to play defense. 10 seconds left. I know it's overtime. So right here, he's in pretty rough shape. There's basically nothing he can really do. So I just go in for the win here. And that's it for replay number 1. Well played. So it's not always a huge loss against level 10s and level 9s. So just in case you are trying to climb up the ladder and you are lower level, don't be afraid. You can always outplay your opponent if you are just patient and look for his mistakes, because we all make mistakes, including myself. We just got to look for the others if we want to win. Alright, replay number 2 against a level 9. So, equal footing against HeavenSnow. He's from HK Esports, my rival clan. I'm part of Full Attack, Galadon's clan. Shout out to them right now. I dropped down that barbarian hut right off the bat just to start the game off. He has to answer with either a fireball or a lightning. So he doesn't have lightning in his hand, so he went for that fireball. Now, unfortunately, when he fireballed, he awakened my king tower. Whenever you fireball someone, I'm of the thought that unless you're going for the king tower right away, you shouldn't awaken the king tower. So it would have been a better play if he fireballs slightly above there, just to avoid hitting the king tower, waking him up. Awakening the king tower will cause him grief later on, if he decides to play his Hog Rider and he goes straight to my tower, my King Tower can get free shots off it, unless he has a free spell, of course. But either way, if you're just pushing with that Hog Rider, you don't want free shots on the Hog Rider regardless. Still spawning some minions. Drop down those archers to get rid of some mana and be able to drop down the skeleton spawners, tombstones. Now again, fireball on those barbarians, takes them down right low health, and a couple of shots and they're dead. So that's effective mana usage. He does lightning here, which is unfortunate, but now whenever someone lightnings you, you want to make them pay. So look at the mana discrepancy here. I have about 6 mana, he has about 3. So let's see what I do to make him pay. It's either the barbarians or the mortar. Now I drop down the mortar, and right now, free shots. Free shots on the tower, and if I get some damage, hopefully I can make him pay for that lightning. So first shot on the tower, and you can already see that we're basically equal on tower damage. Now he does drop down that Inferno Tower. I think Inferno Tower is a perfect counter to either mortars or crossbows. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to drop down those barbarians fast enough to basically take the damage and do more damage to his tower. But however, because I did have that mana advantage, I'm able to drop down the Barbarian Goblin Spear combo and basically push his tower. Unfortunately, he fireballed and missed my goblins. I think it would have been a better value for him, so I definitely made him pay for using that lightning spell. So we're basically reset now, so I can use my goblin hut here again and start putting more pressure on his left tower. In my opinion, I've basically secured a victory here, unless he does have a powerful combo, but we'll see what happens. In this situation, you might want to consider setting up a push for the right side, just to start working on that right tower in case he counter pushes. But I'm pretty sure I finish off the left tower before anything happens. Right now, mortar again, so we'll see what happens. I don't want to freak out here, don't want to use a fireball or anything. I know those skeletons aren't going to do too much damage, so I drop down these archers, very good counter to them. And they use a pretty good front line for that tower, and I think it's pretty much dead. Alright, 400 plus damage from that mortar. Again, fireball on the barbarians, short work, my mortar's still alive. So at this point in time, I feel extremely safe. My mortar's protecting a large radius, and even on the right side, so I can start spawning things on the right side to take down his right tower. Remember, it's always about the small victories. You don't necessarily always want to go for the 3-star unless you know it's super possible. Now, he drops down his Hog Rider here, and the placement of my tombstone makes the Hog Rider go to the right. So basically, anything that is left of that green patch, and pretty much, I'd say about 4 squares below the river, anything around that point will drag the Hog Rider toward it. So fortunately, the Hog Rider goes right instead of going straight to Ornament Tower, and those skeletons will do short work of it. Pushing the right side, pressure again, putting up the mortar for the more shots. Now he does lightning it, great play by him. That mortar's not going to last too much longer. But unfortunately, again, if he's using lightning, we got to make him pay. So we have a free push on the right side. I don't really have too much of an answer on the left side here. So what I'm thinking right now is he's probably going to kill that tower, but last minute, drop down that tombstone to distract the barbarians, and I have a strong push on the right side, pushing down his tower. Just in case he takes down my tower, I can take down his right side tower to secure the victory. 7 seconds left in overtime. I feel in pretty good shape, and again, if he takes down that left tower, I'm pretty sure I can do 769 damage to his right side. So, drop down that goblin hut on the right side. He does lightning again, and it's just short of tying it up for the overtime. But I probably would have won in overtime anyways, with the effective barbarian pushing 2 lanes. Alright everyone, thank you everyone for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe if you want to keep them coming. Have a good week, and hopefully we'll see you next time.